Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today let's make a diagonal design shirt. I have the shirt turned inside out and I'm using a washable marker to draw some diagonal lines across the shirt. I want the lines to be a little bit more organic and not perfect, so I'm not really going to measure between the lines. Just going to freehand them on. Now I'm going to fan fold each one of these lines and tie it with sinew. The look that I'm going for is white lines everywhere where I've drawn a line. So to achieve that, I'm using sinew. Because of the wax coating, when I wrap sinew around one of these areas that I've fan folded, the dye can't get underneath the sinew, and so that area will remain white. For this shirt, I've chosen two colors, Power Berry from Dharma Trading Company, and Aurora from Dye Spin. I want to ice dye this shirt down in the muck, but I thought I would try putting some wiffle balls down in the bottom of my container just to keep it up off of the very bottom of the container. See if I can maybe combine a couple of techniques and see how that works. I'm also going to place the dye over the top of the ice. So after I have my shirt down in the container, I'm going to place ice on top. I could see a little bit of the shirt poking through, so I went ahead and added a little bit more ice to the top. Now I'm going to sprinkle on the dye, and I'm trying not to use too much dye. I tend to be a little heavy-handed with the dye, and I think it looks a little better when I add the dye over the top of the ice to not add quite as much dye. I'm also going to sprinkle a little bit of additional soda ash over the top. Then I'm going to set this container aside and allow the shirt to process at least 24 hours after all the ice melts. As you can see, part of the shirt is all the way down in the muck and part of it is sticking out. That's kind of what I was wanting. I want to see whether I get some lighter and darker areas on the shirt. Okay, so to rinse the shirt, I took it to my utility sink and I began rinsing it in cold water to rinse out the soda ash. Then I untied the shirt, which took quite a while, and warmed the water up to hot and continued rinsing to rinse out any of the excess dye that didn't bond with the fabric. I continued rinsing the shirt until the water was almost clear. Then I put the shirt along with a little bit of Dharma's textile detergent down into my washing machine and washed it using a hot water cycle. And after the shirt was washed and dried, this is what it looks like. So what do you guys think? I really like this one. I think it turned out looking really cool. I like the colors. I like how they blended together. The dark Power Berry mixed with the brighter Aurora. I think that looks really good together. And the way they kind of flowed in and out of one another. So I get asked a lot what the difference is between putting the dye over the ice versus putting the dye under the ice. And I think this shirt is a really good representation of that. If you notice how the dye is not in one specific area, like I don't have a stripe of that brighter Aurora color and a stripe of the darker Power Berry, the colors just kind of flow into one another. That's because I put the dye randomly over the top of the ice. If I wanted each one of these sections to be a specific color, I would achieve that by putting the dye under the ice. And that would make the dye go in a specific area on the shirt. Now you can be more specific about where you put the dye if you put the dye over the top of the ice, but I think if you want the most control over where your dye goes, putting it under the ice is the way to achieve that. Okay, so back to this shirt. I also really like all the lines in the shirt. I didn't really intend for this to happen, but obviously part of the lines are wider and part of the lines are thinner. And I have one which basically looks like it's just a dotted line. And I think that's really pretty cool. I don't think I could probably achieve that again on purpose, but I think it looks really cool. And I can tell you why that happened. That line is in a thick part of the shirt. And when I tried to pull the sinew really tight in that area, the shirt kept trying to hump up or just not lay flat. And there was an area of the shirt that the sinew didn't get as tight next to. And so that's why that line is more splotchy than the rest of them. That wasn't an intended effect to have all the lines different widths, but I think it looks really cool. I like that. I like the more organic feel of this shirt where the lines aren't exactly perfect. I think that gives a little extra interest to the shirt. I also do see a difference in the darkness in areas on the shirt, and I think that's because I had part of the shirt sitting down in the muck and part of the shirt up out of the muck. That's why I wanted to put the wiffle balls underneath this shirt, is to kind of give a little bit of dimension underneath the shirt and see if it made a difference in the final outcome of the shirt. I don't know that the difference is huge, but I do see a difference in the shirt, and I like that. It kind of adds some texture or dimension to the shirt. So overall, I really like the shirt. I think it turned out really cool, and I'm really pleased with it. And if you guys have enjoyed this video, I sure would appreciate it if you would like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.